Hey gang, AV here. Welcome to my review of the G.I. Joe Retro Collection Scarlett. Here's the Walmart exclusive figure line. Here she is in the packaging. As you can see, she is a blister carded figure with the vast majority of her accessories visible in the packaging. Clearly retro styled card art there, the original artwork from the original release in the 1980s. Unlike some of the other figures in this line, she actually looks quite close to her original artwork, her original character design, which is nice. Couple differences here and there, like the gloves and whatnot, but still pretty cool. If you flip it over, she has her file card up there at the top. She has the cross sell with the other figures that were also available in the retro line so far, carded at least. And a whole bunch of legal stuff there at the bottom in several different languages. So that's basically all we have to say about the packaging. Let's have a look at the figure herself, starting with the file card she comes with. Now, normally I ask you to pause the video and read it yourself, but there's really not a lot of information on here. So I'll read it for you. Scarlett, O'Hara, Shauna M, Role, Counterintelligence, primary specialty intelligence, secondary specialty classified, birthplace Atlanta, Georgia, began martial arts training at age 9 and was awarded her first black belt at age 15. That's all it says about Scarlett, which is a damn shame. This is an original file card from the 1980s. As you can see, it is noticeably smaller, yet contains a hell of a lot more information. All because they had 5 different languages on the file card itself. I am not a fan of this. I think this is just laziness on Hasbro's part. I've said it time and time again. If they just printed the languages for the different regions that they plan to sell the figure, you know, they could put more information on the cards. I think it's just a shame that they don't do that. But anyway, beating a dead horse at this point. Here is the figure herself, with all of her gear stowed on her. Let's have a look at her figure stand first. It says G.I. Joe, 2 foot pegs, Scarlett there in the front, and flip it over, 2007 Hasbro. So it's pretty standard for the line and for the previous lines that came before it. As you can see, she's wearing her web gear, which looks pretty ridiculous on her. I mean, it's clearly too large. So we're going to pop that off of her in a second. But we'll start with her backpack, which contains her quiver for her crossbow darts. Personally, instead of it being on her back, I kind of would have preferred to see it on her hip somewhere. But that's just me. Then you have her crossbow itself, which is right here. It actually has a 2-part construction. The bow itself clips on and off. Just an extra part for you to lose. But hey, it'll prevent it from breaking or getting warped when in storage at least. So let's remove her web gear, which you can do fairly easily. Just clips there at the belt buckle. This would fit pretty well on the roadblock from this line, probably. Although I haven't tested it out. A little heat maybe to stretch it, because he is a large figure. Or you could just put this on any other figure that you needed to accent a little bit, I think. I just don't think it looks very good on Scarlett. Unfortunately, it's just too large. And here is Scarlett herself. Let's have a look at her sculpt and her paint. All in all, I think she looks pretty decent. I do like the way they sculpted her face this time. Normally, Scarlett's kind of hit or miss in this particular scale, but I think they did a decent job on this figure. I do like the fact that they included the crosshatch pattern there on her shoulder pad. All in all, pretty nice, I have to say. So her head is on a ball joint. It can do a full 360. Her hair is very forgiving, as you can see, so it doesn't really hinder anything at all. Get some tilt from side to side. A little down and a little bit up, but not much. Arms on a full 360 there at the shoulder. They can go up about that high. Nothing at the bicep. Her elbows, that's where I have some issues. They do a full 360 rotation, but they only bend about 60 degrees. And it doesn't seem to matter which way you have her arm bent. I mean, you don't really get a full 90 out of that. Also, her wrists rotate at the top of the glove, and that's it. No hinge. She has a diaphragm joint, which looks a little awkward on her, I'll be honest. It's just a little too high up, in my opinion. But, it's there. Legs can go up about that high, back about that far. Do the splits about like that. Double jointed knees. And she can bring her heel all the way back, which is very cool. Ankles, full rotation there. And a pivot joint so she can point her toes down and up quite a ways. So, decent articulation. I'm a little disappointed with the arms, but they're so thin. I guess maybe that's why they had to do what they did. Not sure, but it is what it is. So let's stand her up, do some size comparison now. Angle the camera down a bit. Here she is next to a vintage G.I. Joe figure. As you can see, she stands pretty close to his height, just a tiny bit taller than him. So, as a female figure, they specifically made her a little shorter. Here she is next to a vintage collection Star Wars figure. A 4-inch Boss Fight Studio blank, who is taller than she is. And a Marvel Universe Captain America figure. All in all, I think she's a decent figure. Her articulation is leaves a little bit to be desired, especially in the arms. The diaphragm joint's a little awkward with where it's at. All in all, but I like the sculpt. I like the way the figure looks. The accessories are decent. The web gear is kind of a wash, but you know, it is what it is. So anyway, she's pretty cool. I like her. Not the best version of Scarlett, in my opinion, but still pretty cool. So all in all, this has been AV. This has been my review of Scarlett from the Retro Collection of G.I. Joe. If you like this video, check out my channel. If you like what you see there, then please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.